Well, good evening again, folks. Sorry about that interruption. That was a rude interruption. And we had a good bunch of folks watching. Hopefully, they will come back and join me. I'm not sure what happened. I think my computer battery died. I thought I had enough juice in it. I should have looked before. Then I had to go find my power cord. But here we are. Someone is just trying to keep this from happening tonight, but we are just not going to let that stop us. We are here and we are going live again, and we are going to finish this topic, although I was kind of on a roll there, and now I got to pick back up from where I left off, and I got to remember where I left off at. So I do apologize for that interruption. You know, sometimes things are just out of our control, and there's nothing we can do about it. So I will try to pick up where I left off. Like I say, hopefully a few of my folks that were on here before will join me again. Once again, good evening. This is the Karey Carbaugh podcast, episode number 39B, and we are talking about hunters and gatherers. I'm not exactly sure where I left off, so I'm going to back up a little bit in case people see this version and don't catch the first part. If you missed the first part, please do go back and watch episode number 39. This is 39B. And then you'll get caught up on what I may have covered or what I did cover in that first part. I know we were starting to talk about gatherers, but let me back up a bit and talk about hunters just briefly. So a hunter is someone who is singly focused on hunting in the traditional sense, hunting the animal, kill the deer, kill the deer, kill the deer. And so in today's context, a hunter is someone who is focused on a particular task, whether it's a football game, whether it's a movie, something they're watching, something they're very intently focused on. Where the gatherer is someone who is gathering information from all over. Typically, we think of men as hunters and women as gatherers. The woman who's in charge of the house and having to take care of multiple things at once. She's got kids crying and kids asking for this and other people asking for that. And she's trying to fix dinner and she's trying to pick berries and gathering in all the information. So that kind of catches you up on what I covered in the first half of this episode. We were talking about how hunters, if you want to get their attention when they're focused, you need to tap them on the shoulder and say, hey, I need to talk to you about something specific. Because if you just talk to them, they're truly not going to hear you. They're focused on the task. And they are blocking out everything around them. The gatherer, on the other hand, has a similar problem, if you will, because they're taking in information from all over. And they don't have the same ability, or they're not designed to focus on completing a specific task. Now, all of us have both pieces. We can all be hunters at times and gatherers at times. When we need to be focused on a task, we can be hunting, going to the grocery store, getting all the items we need. Well, that's sort of gathering. But if you're focused on completing that routine trip, that can also be hunting because you're focused on the task. You're not taking in information from all over. You're not wandering through the grocery store and, oh, this item looks good and maybe we'll get some of this, and that looks good and maybe we'll get some of that. It's sort of the difference between going to the grocery store to shop versus going to the grocery store to get what you need. You go in, you get the meat, you get the buns, you get the mustard and ketchup for the hamburgers, and you leave. You don't walk up and down the aisles looking to see if maybe there's something else that you might want. That's more the gatherer piece. And so hopefully you can see from this that at times you can be both the hunter and the gatherer at different times. It's hard to be both at the same time. I don't know that it's impossible, but I think it's very difficult to have both focuses or foci at the same time. Generally speaking, at one time or another, you are one or the other, not both at once. So that's this idea of hunting and gathering. We've taken a little bit longer than I normally do, especially with the interruption, so I won't belabor this point. Let me know if you've gotten value from any of this, if you can relate to any of this. Drop a V or the word value or the word relate in the comments and let me know. It's always helpful for me to know what is resonating with you. And once again, it's helpful to know where you're calling in from, because this podcast is reaching a lot broader than I ever anticipated. As we bring this in for a landing, I hope you've gotten value from this, and I hope some of you, looks like a few people hopefully have joined again on this second half of the podcast, or second part. It's not going to be as long as the first part, so it's not really a half. But also, if you'd like to be added to my email list, if you could drop the word email in the comments, I will reach out to you to get your email address. Or if you want to personally send that to me in a private direct message, you can do that as well. I'm starting to put together some private events. We could maybe go a little deeper into this whole idea of hunting and gathering, if that's something of interest. Let me know that if you'd like to go into that a little bit deeper. We covered it a lot deeper in the conference I was at this last weekend. I just wanted to briefly touch on it. There's a few other topics that we covered this last week or weekend that I'm planning in future podcasts, but this one is one that I thought was appropriate for tonight. So hopefully you've gotten value. And as we bring this in for a landing, once again, this has been the Karey Carbaugh podcast. And I truly appreciate all your support, everyone who's joining me live or on the replay. Let me know by dropping the word live or replay, whether you saw this live or on the replay, as well as the first part. And for now, I will bid you a fond farewell and a good evening until we meet again next week on the Karey Carbaugh podcast, unless I pop in before then. But I hope you've gotten value from this. I hope you found this useful. And until next time, make it a great week. Be a blessing to someone else around you. And we will talk on the next episode of the podcast. For now, have a great evening. We'll see you soon. Goodbye for now.